Founded in 2005, the African Lion and Environmental Research Trust, known as ALERT, is a non-profit organisation dedicated to the conservation of the African lion. Historically, lions were widespread throughout Africa. However, their range has been severely reduced in recent years. Over 200,000 lions roamed the continent as recently as 1975, but in 2002, two surveys provided evidence of a dramatic decline, estimating that only 23 to 39,000 remain, with the lowest estimate being just 16,500. This represents an extremely worrying 80 to 90% population drop in less than 30 years, and it is widely accepted that the population has continued to decline. The African lion has been placed on the list of vulnerable species, but the alarming speed of the crash in lion populations has led governments and conservationists to call for the species to be upgraded to endangered. So what has caused this decline in the number of lions in Africa? The main cause is the increase in human population and the consequent decrease in suitable lion habitat. Also, illegal hunting, snaring and poaching of the lion and its prey species is rife across Africa.
The reintroduction of lions into their natural habitat is very difficult, and previous attempts have had limited success. The reasons for this are suggested that, firstly, the lions had no experience of their natural environment, that their reliance on humans wasn't sufficiently removed. Thirdly, they were released as individuals with very little social organisation. And finally, they had no experience of predatory and competitive species. ALERT supports the African Encounter Lion Rehabilitation and Release into the Wild programme. Developed in 1999 at Antelope Park in Zimbabwe, we're seeking to solve those previous problems by using a 4-stage rehabilitation programme. In stage 1, lions born in our breeding centres are removed from their mothers at 3 weeks old. This allows us to train them only to the point that they're safe for us to walk with them in the African bush. When the cubs are 6 weeks old, they're taken out into their natural environment on walks. They're accompanied by experienced handlers and volunteer workers who act as dominant members of the lion's pride. As their experience grows over the following months, they're introduced to the game species in the park, and by 18 months they're quite capable of stalking and taking down some of the smaller prey here in the park. By 2 years old, they're seasoned hunters, and we give them every opportunity to hone their hunting skills. By attending the lion walks, conducting research and raising funds for the programme, volunteer workers and visitors are very much an integral part of the rehabilitation programme. In stage 2, the lions have the opportunity to develop a natural pride social system in a minimum 500-acre enclosure. They have plenty of game to hunt and are monitored closely. Importantly, all human contact is removed, and the lions will remain in stage 2 until we're happy that they have a fully self-sustaining and socially stable pride. In stage 3, the lions will be radio-collared and translocated as a pride into a managed ecosystem of around 10,000 acres or more.
There will be no other lions and no resident human beings. They'll have a broad range of species to hunt, but they'll also have competitive species such as hyena.
The lions in stage 3 will give birth to cubs that will be raised by the pride in the managed ecosystem, very close to their natural environment. These cubs will develop skills that will enable their reintroduction into appropriate national parks and reserves across the African continent. In stage 4, the lions can be released into the wild where their numbers have been most diminished. We're able to provide complete self-sustaining prides or female-only groups that can be integrated with existing wild prides. We can also provide male-only coalitions which can add a natural gene flow to an existing population.
All 4 stages of the Rehabilitation and Release into the Wild programme have the potential to generate much-needed income for the Lion Project, as well as funding research, conservation and community programmes. Hence, the lions themselves are also a fundraising ambassador for Africa's wildlife and its people. The Conservation Centre for Wild Africa, CCWA, conducts research and conservation activities not only for lions but for a diversity of Africa's wildlife. Headed by our senior ecologist, a team of researchers are already conducting a number of research activities throughout Zimbabwe's national parks. Many further programs are planned that will provide a comprehensive body of work to assist in the preparation of sound management plans in order to conserve a wild Africa for future generations. The Alert Communities Trust, ACT, is our way of giving back to the communities bordering conservation areas so that they receive benefits for supporting those conservation programs. A primary element of this is our community education and awareness program to further understanding of the importance and relevance of sound conservation practice. Local communities are involved in ecotourism ventures related to the programs, and money generated goes back into community development schemes agreed as priorities with the local community, such as building schools or providing medical supplies. Each stage of the rehabilitation program is designed to become financially self-sustaining, but the costs involved of securing and making ready suitable release sites are large. Through our sister organisation, African Impact, self-funded volunteers from around the world can come and assist our trained guides to walk the lions, conduct vital research, and take part in our conservation and community programs. These programs not only benefit from the time that the volunteers spend on the project, but also a significant portion of their program fee goes towards funding the project itself. The lion is a key symbol of Africa and many of its indigenous cultures. Its extinction would represent a huge loss to Africa's identity.